The Gurnell site is designated Metropolitan Open Land and forms part of the Brent River Park, an open green space now more important than ever due to the COVID pandemic. The main value of MOL is its openness, and planning policy explicitly states that it should not be built on. How can the application be determined without a site visit to assess the visual and spatial impacts to the openness? The benefits stated in the application are exaggerated and inaccurate, and the harms have been subjectively diminished. The harms will far outweigh the benefits from this development. There is no justifiable argument that very special circumstances exist here that would allow this development to proceed. There is no valid argument of benefits from the new housing, or that the scheme is required to provide affordable housing, as this will come from GLA grant funding. The housing mix and tenure do not meet Ealing's needs. There are not enough family units, affordable housing provision falls short at 35% given the requirement is 50% on public land, and there is no social rent. London affordable rent is more expensive and has service charges. The so-called new community will be segregated. Tenure is not mixed by pepper potting. There is no communal space for the affordable housing tenants, and they will be excluded from using the roof garden, residence hub and parking. Does that sound like a benefit to you? The tall buildings will be harmful in this poorly connected location, which is not designated for tall, excessively dense developments. With nearly 600 units across 6 tower blocks up to 17 stories, they don't fit into the local context and their design is poor, which is not surprising given there has been no design review panel as is required. Significant harm will be caused from the loss of daylight, sunlight and overshadowing. Despite this being a clearly suburban setting, assessments use an inaccurate urban baseline. Guidelines will be breached for 52 homes and usability of the MOL harmed by the overshadowing. The environmental impact is not fully known. There was no environmental impact assessment, and Ealing Council have not independently assessed the ecological and biodiversity impact as suggested by Natural England. Do you really trust the developers' ecological assessments? Exactly how does the removal of 158 trees align with the climate emergency declared by Ealing Council? The new leisure centre is proclaimed a state-of-the-art and a key benefit, except that's not what we'll be getting. It is larger in size, but the health and fitness mix is only marginally better, with the main focus on the swimming pool. The cost has rocketed to $55 million, half of this caused by the expensive basement and underground parking. Sports England and comparable developments suggest 18 to 25 million to be a more appropriate figure. The council already have 12.5 million allocated to the scheme. The shortfall could be made up from Section 106 money and borrowing as other councils have done. In conclusion, this proposal constitutes inappropriate development on a MOL. The harms far outweigh the benefits, and no very special circumstances exist here that would allow this development to proceed. It is not required to meet our housing needs, does not make financial sense, and is environmentally damaging. This application clearly conflicts with all levels of planning policy and must be rejected. We urge that you do the right thing by your community and reject this proposal. Thank you.